Welcome to this third edition of the Geology and Planetary Mapper Winter School. This winter school is organized by GMAP activity of the Our Planet 2024 infrastructure, which is an important infrastructure fostering the activity about planetary science, and will be covered in the next presentation. Today, I will just show you the importance of the geological maps and introduce a bit GMAP. GMAP is actually a main infrastructure that has the main aim of fostering the production of geological map, helping people wanting to do geological planetary maps, and providing tools for geological planetary maps. We are in the third edition. As I said, we have started with the first edition, explaining people how to map planetary surfaces. And in every edition, we have different kind of focuses. So in the first edition, we had actually focus on even on virtual reality and composition analysis. The second edition was mainly on general geological mapping on different planetary surfaces. And this time we will go more on landing sites. However, for all the people that start today with the geological planetary mapping, we are in any case prepared for explaining you the basics of planetary geological mapping. And actually, a geological map is a representation and topographic base of a territory showing rocks and deposits distribution and ages. And from the geological maps, it's important to understand, and it is possible to infer the territory geological evolution and the subsurface geometry of rock bodies. As you see, the geological maps are colorful maps. As you see there, they are nice to see, and like the musical score, they can be appreciated in terms of seeing it as a music can be appreciated, but no one, or I would say not everyone, are able to really read them or really produce them. So our aim is to let you be prepared to be able to produce a geological map. Like a musical score, a geological map has different symbols that help you to understand the geological map itself. And like the musical score, all the symbols are related to time. So under the light of time, it is possible to understand the meaning of the different features that you can see on a geological map. The importance of the geological map was immediate since the beginning. The modern geological map were produced by Smith in 1815 with this England and Wales geological map that you see to the left. And the first planetary geological map is the one to the right that was produced by Schumacher in 1960 in preparation of the Apollo landing. And it was produced by looking with telescopes. The importance of both of them are the same. They are important for scientific investigation, for resource exploration, resources evaluation, exploitation, and management. Think about the in situ resource that can be found on different planetary surfaces and can provide the resources to base settlement there, or even for future exploration on other planetary bodies. Then it's important the hazard and risk assessment thinks about the problem that we may have in landing, and even planning possible traverses on planetary surfaces. And then it's important to know how to use the land and the infrastructure planning. So in every place where you are, any kind of infrastructure, tunnel, a road, even a building, has the need to know what it is in the territory. So imagine if you go in a different alien planet, you need to know what it is around you to find a way to find the right place to build and the right place to find your resources and how to build and make your infrastructure. So, and finally, it's very important for environment protection. And this is clear in particular on the Earth if we think about let's say the possible effects or the different effects that we have like floodings and seismic activity and all the other risks. But in the same time, we have also the important point of not polluting the different resources that we may have in the Earth. In planetary bodies, we have similar aims, which are planetary protection. We may have possible sites in which it's important not to contaminate there, in particular if we may find possible life like on Mars. So it means that if you have not a geological map of a given territory, you are in a lost land. So and every nation, every population in a given nation or region or province on the Earth has their own geological survey and geological maps in order to be aware of the territory where they are. If you are not aware of the territory where you are actually in risk. So that's why it's important a geological map in the Earth, and in the same time, it's important for planetary surface in the planets, because if you are planning a mission, and in particular in situ mission of exploration, you need actually to know the geology there. If you don't want to put in serious risk your mission. That's why geological maps are important. And in particular are becoming so important with the new perspective of exploration of the moon, which includes the robotic and human exploration of the surface of the moon, looking towards stable settlement on the moon and looking towards a future exploration from the moon to Mars, in which we think to be able to have continuous explorations, even possibly with humans. At the moment, in any case, we have many missions planned and several missions planned for sample return from Mars. And again, we need robots to go there, a rover to go there and take samples and bring the samples to the Earth again. So for all these kind of missions, it's very important, as I said, to know the geology and how to land. So it's important to create geological maps that can give an idea of what are the main focuses of our planetary exploration, but in the same time, prevent any possible risk of landing and rovering there. So for this reason, this school has different kind of main subjects that are developed in lectures and practicals. So for the people that are just approaching planetary geological maps in these days, we have some subjects that are basics and are always in our winter school. So the base data extraction landing, the reference systems, the mapping, GIS environment, the geological mapping of lunar and Martian surfaces, and the composition and data handling. Then we have a part on how to enable landing and traverses, which is the main, I would say, the most important focus for this winter school. So it's important for you to know the problem related to trafficability and safe landing, how to characterize landing sites on Moon and Mars that are the planetary surfaces in which this kind of activity is more foreseen, and how to define science and in situ research targeting during this kind of missions. Then we have a third point, which are the introducing new tools and resources that are created by GMAP. They are mapping tools. Some of you that have already done geological maps, maybe they know already, but there are even beautiful new tools that are GMAP Jupyter Lab for data handling and GMAP portal in order to know how to download data and upload your potential map in the future. Together with the lectures and the practicals, we will have even seminar and special events. And the seminars are dealing to the state of art. So how are the Earth and planetary geological maps, how similar they are or different they are. The landing sites mapping on Moon and Mars, in which point we are at the moment, the Venus geological maps, Titan geological maps, and even geostructural mapping on planets. And on the way of the future, looking to the future, we have even perspective, how we can use machine learning for future geological planetary maps, and how to deal with the 3D dimensional outcrop and their study and modeling. How can we use virtual reality for geological exploration in situ, like field mapping, if you want, and which will be the perspective for human exploration on Moon and Mars. And finally, since we are in the third year of Aeroplanet 2024 and of the school itself, we have left some parts of this week for community lightning. So the people that have worked with us will present their geological map on Mars in different kind of contexts. So now that I've actually introduced what we are going to do and why we are doing it, I think that the more technical part can be explained by Riccardo or Angelo, which you're listening.
Thank you, Matteo. Will I share the screen or you continue sharing the slides?
Oh, okay.
So yes, hello. So this is just a quick technical introduction. You should already have received all the instructions via email at least a couple of times, but just as a quick reminder during the structure of the school. So this is just a safety and security reason. If we get some Zoom bombing, let's say some people entering the school and interfering for any reason, we have a dedicated page which is password protected. You should have received the user and passwords, which is GMAS 2023, and this is the password. And the short URL, you can copy and paste it, but again, you should have received it. If you enter the page, you will find another Zoom link to reconnect in case that this specific connection is going to go down for any technical reasons or any issues caused by external unwanted users. And if you have any other emergencies, you can send a direct message to the Discord channel. We have provided the link already via email. There will be me and Angelo and other people responding to you one-to-one. So you can also use that tool. Matteo, if you go forward, I will provide technical information also about how we're going to handle the school. So yeah, the school is flexible. That means that either you're following live if you have time, if you have no other commitments, you booked your time for the school, but can be also asynchronous, meaning that everything we do here is recorded, and we will provide the recording just shortly after the school day is finished. So you have to expect that after a small buffer time, everything would be already available for you to rewatch the videos, watch the recordings, and follow your activities, let's say in a separate time zone or when you have time. So in general, since we are a lot of people we are not allowing real-time audio questions during the talks or soon after the talks, because we do not have the resources to answer them directly. So please use the Q&A panel. There's a Q&A button here in the Zoom interface. You can type your questions there. We will have a panelist moderator that is going to collect these questions, and if they are very, very much relevant to go on with the live discussion, he will ask these questions live to the speakers. So he will be just a mediator. And if not, we will have a special Q&A time slot at the end of each day where the most relevant questions will be answered. Anyways, we are going to collect all the questions received during the day, and we will respond when the school is finished. So after this week, we will have an answer to the most relevant questions anyways. So don't worry if we do not answer live, or if we do not answer during the school day. Anyways, we will try to address most of the questions that we receive. Next slide, please. Yeah, as I said, if questions come up during a talk, like for example now, please use Q&A panel. We will try to address it. And if you do have questions which are much urgent or technical, use Discord. We will have dedicated channels for each activity. There's a general channel, Mars channel, Moon channel, QGIS at desk channel, data at desk. If you have problems with downloading data or gathering the data, please write there, and we will try to address the questions there. So all the data are available from this link above. You can take a screenshot, or we can paste it somewhere, but you have received it a couple of times via email. And info and references to all the materials we are using at the school. So like literature references, links to the data repositories where we gather the data are collected in GitHub in our Europlan and GMAP page of the Winter School. So please, when you have time, go there and check. There's everything you see in the school in terms of data or references is collected there. So it's also good for you to know what are the sources of the data or of the papers that we are using to put together these activities. Next slide, please. Okay, certificates. Of course, you are using your time to follow the school, so this will be recognized. There are three types of certificates. One is the acceptance of participation. So you booked for the school, and we acknowledge, and you will get an acceptance of participation, being allowed to follow the school, but no certificate, of course. Certificate of attendance. There will be a small quiz. We do not evaluate the quiz, no grading. If you answer half of the questions correctly, meaning that you have followed actively the school, you have listened to what we are saying, you will get the basic certificate. We will have mapping tasks and hands-on activities where you are invited to try to follow what we are doing in QGIS and trying to build your first maps if you are like newcomers, or try to build an advanced map. That has not to be in real time during this week, but you will have a buffer time. And if you provide us a screenshot of your map or a PDF, you will get an advanced certificate. Okay. There's a link to deliver these maps. Of course, you can collect them via email, or you can upload them. We have a cloud link. You can drag and drop your PDF or your JPEG file there, and we are going to collect them. To be sure to get the certificate for the advanced certificate for your map, please use your name and surname in the file name. Okay, so name, surname.jpg is the name of your map. So then we know who you are and who to send the certificate. Okay, this is very, very simple, but it's important.